Hello everyone, my name is Nepo, and today I just want to show off a quick thing that I've been experimenting with in the new preview with the new Copper Golems. So a lot of the things so far around Copper Golems have been focused with their potential to categorize items and automatically sort in a more Minecrafty way rather than traditional redstone systems. However, another feature or usage for them is that they can distribute items equally across a large amount of chests. So the idea is that you would have a lot of items coming in from your farm, say a kelp farm, or maybe even a witch farm, redstone, all that stuff. And then you want to distribute items equally between different crafting systems. So the traditional way would be kind of using hopper minecarts and boats, but this method is a bit more Minecrafty, I reckon. I mean, still uses redstone, and it can support up to 10 different chests more easily than the traditional. I think 8 is the limit right now. So essentially, the way it works is if we plonk a golem down here, if I put items in this chest here, then the golem will pick it up, go over to the first chest as it does, and then this system will lock in that chest so it can no longer put it in there. And it goes over to the second chest and repeats, does the same thing over and over and over until it gets to the last chest, and then it can't do anything anymore. So essentially, this is kind of like a round robin distribution of items, and then you can do things with the chest here. For example, you can have it go up to a auto crafter somewhere or to your storage, or maybe even transport it to another base if you have multiple. There you go, he finished now. So now that all the items are gone, and they are all securely packed in the chest, and all of them are locked, so he cannot access anymore. You would have some sort of operation, so they would go off, and then you could either do this manually, or you can have a system where when the last item, or when the last chest fills up with items, it would trigger a redstone pulse like this, and reset the whole system. So how the system works is you have a chest, which notices if an item is put in. This observer triggers this repeater, which toggles the state of the copper lamp. Comparator sees the state of the copper lamp and deactivates the torch, which kind of propagates up. So this torch, controlled by this repeater, is for lifting up the observer, and then the one above it, which is inverted, is for blocking the chest. And then on the bottom, you have your kind of reset circuit. So here, if I take out the item, you can see that the copper lamp turns off, which inverts the system. So now the observer was lifted up, and the chest was locked. Then you can see here there's a gap created by the observer being moved up, and you can put up a redstone block, kind of turn the slam back on, and there we go. Now you have access to the chest again for the next set of 16 items. Okay, I just finished building the kind of 10 chest version. Now I'll show that if I put 2.5 stacks in here, which is 10 times 16, then our copper golem should do all the work. Right, he's just getting to his final item now, and that should be chest number 10. There we go. Now all the chests have an equal amount of items. They all have 16 items in it. Let me just bonk them off. There we go. So each chest has now 16 items in it. It has been nicely equally distributed. Then you would have some sort of system take stuff out of these chests, for example, to different parts of your base. And then when the final chest is filled, you can have it set up so that it automatically resets all of these, ready for the next set of 16 to be distributed in a round robin way. Now, some potential issues that might occur with this setup is one, each chest might not get exactly 16 items in. Now, that would happen if you have, for example, a hopper going into the chest like this from some sort of location like a farm. and then you only get kind of 15 items before the golem notices that there are items. So it opens the chest and it takes out 15. It would go to the first chest, put them down. That chest would then only get 15 items rather than 16, kind of making it unequal. The only way to fix that would be to probably put a item counter on this chest so that it kind of only is allowed to interact with the chest when there are more than 16 items. The second issue is that this system is pretty slow. So, the first chest, second chest, third chest, that's all fine speed-wise, but then you get any further, it's kind of an exponential time increase since the golem has to come here, has to go to the next chest and come back, go to the next chest, come back, go to the next chest. So potentially having multiple golems would solve that, but then there might be issues of each chest kind of getting 32 items in back, and so that's why the system isn't perfect. It's still kind of slow. However, if you do not need something extremely quick, then this is kind of an easy way, well, relatively easy, looking at the redstone, relatively easy way to distribute items equally across multiple chests. Let me know if you find any other potential uses of this. I was just experimenting around with things, but I reckon that this will become more and more important as we kind of head into the more automatic crafting bit of Minecraft. Hopefully the Minecraft Industrial Revolution continues, and yeah, let's see what happens.